This is The Mandalorian. In classic Star Wars fashion, it wears its influences on its sleeve, much like I do with my breakfast. I really need to pay more attention in the morning. I'm just so messy right now. Anyway, these are the films to watch if you love The Mandalorian. Welcome to Explainiac. I'm Dan Casey, and today we're celebrating both the films that influenced The Mandalorian and ones you'll definitely enjoy if you're digging Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni's creative vision. Now, I'll put a full version of this list in the description below, as well as details on where to stream or purchase these films for your viewing pleasure. Lone Wolf and Cub, Sword of Vengeance. Perhaps the single biggest influence on The Mandalorian, Kenji Misumi's first adaptation of Kazuo Koike's legendary eponymous manga, Lone Wolf and Cub Sword of Vengeance is the story of Ogami Itto, an ex-shogun assassin, and his adorable 3-year-old son Daigoro as they wander the Japanese countryside, alternating between babysitting and throat slitting. Hey, they gotta pay the bill somehow. It's a violent delight that stood the test of time. And for more on this, check out Kyle Anderson's excellent article on Nerdist.com, which I'll put in the description below. But I mean, seriously, what more do you need than a man, a baby, and a katana? Nothing. Seven Samurai. Now, I'll never forget when my uncle first sat me down in high school to make me watch this movie because it blew my mind. Akira Kurosawa's iconic tale of a ragtag group of ronin who come together to defend a village from marauding bandits is largely responsible for the classic assembling the team trope that we all know and love today. And they really leaned into this on episode 4 of The Mandalorian, if you recall. It's basically just a straight up Seven Samurai riff. Dubbed the pictorial Shakespeare of our time by Steven Spielberg, Akira Kurosawa laid the groundwork for so many wonderful future storytellers, and Seven Samurai is his magnum opus. Plus, it has a Star Wars connection because Toshiro Mifune is the person that George Lucas originally wanted to play Obi-Wan Kenobi. So now you legally have to watch this. The Magnificent Seven, the Chris Pratt version. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Can you imagine if I was like, yep, moving on? No, I'm talking about the original 1960 Magnificent Seven. That's the one you need to see. It's a remake of Seven Samurai, but not like A Bug's Life, because this one has cowboys. It's about 7 gunslingers who are hired to protect a small Mexican village from bandits. With a murderer's row of excellent actors, iconic imagery, it's just a movie that every film fan needs to see before they die. Yojimbo. Akira Kurosawa's 1961 movie puts Toshiro Mifune's wandering ronin Sanjuro smack dab in the middle of a bloody turf war between competing crime lords, each of whom want to hire him as their bodyguard. Yojimbo literally means bodyguard in Japanese. Calling Sanjuro a good guy is a bit of a stretch. He's mostly just looking out for number one. He's playing opposing sides against one another, and he's just trying to get paid and protect his neck. It's Kurosawa's way of skewering this noble samurai ideal and showing us the 50 shades of moral gray that both men like this and those we saw in The Mandalorian occupy. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Clint Eastwood's The Man with No Name is perhaps the ultimate chaotic neutral anti-hero. He's a protagonist modeled after Toshiro Mifune's Yojimbo to the point of lawsuit if you're talking about a fistful of dollars. But Old Blondie, as he's nicknamed, can be seen as one of the archetypes on which the Mando was specifically modeled. This twisting story of violent men, murky morality, and unforgettable moments is a must-see for a very good reason. If you're yearning for a Western with a badass soundtrack, Ennio Morricone's score is an all-timer. I mean, just try and listen to the Ecstasy of Gold and not get pumped up. It's biologically impossible. And trust me, I asked a scientist. Zatoichi on the road. Now, honestly, any Zatoichi film would probably float your boat if you're enjoying The Mandalorian, but 1963's Zatoichi on the road finds our blind itinerant swordsman tasked with escorting a young woman back to her home in Edo. And soon Zatoichi finds himself embroiled in this gang war, and it just seems like the whole world is conspiring against him. Brutal battles, beautiful landscapes, and so much more abound in this Chanbara road trip classic. Especially that massive battle at the end, it's just samurai chef. Ride the High Country. Now, you don't really need an excuse to watch a Sam Peckinpah movie, but if you're digging the Mando, you need to see this story of 2 aging former lawmen transporting gold from a remote mining camp to a California town, because after all, isn't the wee Baby Yoda worth his weight in gold? It's a story of hardened men trying to make their way in a changing world, and it echoes the Mando's journey across the Outer Rim in the wake of the Empire's demise. It's an elegiac tapestry of the Old West that was, and it's full of brotherhood, betrayal, and just straight up beautiful landscapes. Honestly, that's the best part of most Westerns, just looking at everything that should be like a goddamn oil painting hanging in someone's living room. Why not mine? I don't have the wall space. Red River. One of Jon Favreau's all-time favorite movies, John Hawke's 1948 Western stars John Wayne and Montgomery Clift as an overbearing father and rebellious adoptive son, respectively, as they cross treacherous terrain to drive a herd of cattle from Texas to Kansas. The father-son dynamic isn't an exact parallel to the Mando and Baby Yoda's, but the DNA is in there if you squint hard enough. And then, if you're already squinting, you're gonna be making a face like you're in a Western already, like you're the badass hero. So hey, everybody wins. And this video ain't big enough for the two of us. Hard Boiled. Now, everything you need to know about this film can be summarized by the poster. You've got Chow Yun-Fat holding a shotgun in one hand and a chubby little baby in another. And it's directed by John Woo. I mean, look, just take one look at this and tell me you don't want to watch it. You can't. If you say you can, you're fucking lying. Not just to me, but to yourself. So just adjust the saturation on your TV and look, you can turn that little guy green and boom, John Woo's Mando, John Woo's Baby Yoda. You're welcome. Django. Now let me ask you something. Did you enjoy that scene in the first episode of The Mandalorian when the Mandalorian used a Gatling gun to turn all those bad guys into human Jackson Pollock paintings? Well, then you're gonna love Django for exactly the same reason. Movie rules. And those are the movies that you need to put in your eyeballs after watching The Mandalorian. But tell me, what's on your list? Let me know in the comments below and give me a thumbs up while you're there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share with your friends, then subscribe to our channel while you're at it. And if you want even more Star Wars goodness, please check out past episodes of Explainiac right now, wherever fine Nerdist content is streamed. And remember, not everything in life can be explained, but for everything else, there's this show.